Hi, Coach Grimes here again, and today we're going to talk about advanced singles strategy and patterns of play. I call this advanced because it is geared towards players who already have some degree of control over their ball. That is, they can direct the ball to a specific part of the court with power and spin. Beginning players may also benefit from this video, but they won't be able to employ these techniques until they have developed that level of control. When watching pro tennis, you may or may not have noticed that there is a subtle difference between the way the game is played on the WTA Tour, the women, and the ATP Tour, the men. On the women's tour, the tendency is to change the direction of the ball earlier and more often than on the men's tour. There is a reason for this. When you are rallying, it is easier to send the ball back into the direction from whence it came, and it is more difficult to change directions on a ball hit deep and with a lot of pace. Speaking in general terms, men on the ATP Tour hit their ground strokes faster and with more revolutions per minute. This allows them to hit their shots higher over the net, more aggressively, and deeper in the court. For these reasons, the two tours have developed different tactics. On the men's side, they like to rally the ball cross court and in the same direction, until they can get a ball that is short or medium pace, which can be attacked. On the women's side, the strategy is to change directions early and to keep moving the opponent side to side until they are too far out of position to either get to or hit the next ball. Obviously, I'm speaking in general terms, and there are some rallies on both tours that do not follow this pattern. Let's take a look at a typical rally on the women's tour. Let's look at this in slow motion and break it down. This is a challenge match between Zhang of China and Hankarova of Russia. Hankarova is the receiver in the light blue skirt. Zhang serves, and Hankarova immediately changes direction of the ball in an attempt to put her opponent on the run. However, it lands short, which allows Zhang to hit an aggressive shot down the line. Because Hankarova can barely get to this ball, she has to hit the shot back into the direction from whence it came. Zhang changes directions again, keeping the Russian on the run. She hits a very defensive shot, which Zhang comes in and hits a forehand slice down the line. Hankarova scrambles to get there, but is unable to handle the ball. This is a typical WTA point. Continue to move your opponent out of position until they are unable to make a play on the ball. Now let's look at a typical ATP point. This from another challenger match between two Americans, Bjorn Fratangelo and Tim Smyczek.
Leave the service line, Judge. That's an angle.
Looking at it in slow motion, we can see the difference in the pattern. Fratangelo is the server. Unlike Hankarova, Smyczek returns cross-court, and they continue this cross-court to cross-court pattern until Smyczek hits a defensive slice, which Fratangelo can step in and attack with an inside-out forehand. Smyczek is unable to handle it, and his ball sails wide. So what does this mean for your game? If you are a grinder, use the WTA style. If you lack power on your serve, develop a slice that will pull your opponent out of position and prompt a weak return. Immediately change directions and keep your opponent on the run until they are either unable to get to the ball or they miss. If you're an attacker, use the ATP style. Keep the ball cross-court until you get a short or medium-pace ball to attack. Going cross-court gives you more court to work with and is over the lowest part of the net, increasing your margin for error. Whatever style you use, avoid attacking or changing directions on a deep or high-paced ball. Pull the trigger too early, and the unforced errors will pile up. The next time you watch a professional tennis match, look for these patterns It will enhance your viewing experience. That's it for today. As always, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.